Hi, I'm Vivian Kistler, and we're here to show you how to use your new Bienfang mechanical press. This is the latest version of the mechanical press that has been the industry standard for years. The Masterpiece 550 provides secure, consistent mounting of paper and fabric as well as lamination, so you can offer a full range of services to your customers. This is a practical and efficient machine. It has a compact design and it is capable of handling large pieces. It can mount a single piece up to 26 by 34 inches, or by working in sections, you can mount a piece that is 50 inches by any length. This video offers a detailed overview of the press and its capabilities, but it is intended as a supplement to the owner's manual. Please read the owner's manual completely. We will be using the Masterpiece 550 throughout this video. The instructions for the smaller Masterpiece 250 are the same, and if you purchase the 210M, the operating instructions will be similar without the digital controls. Let's take a closer look at the Masterpiece 550. The digital touchpad displays temperature and time settings. The time counts down so you can see how much time is left in the cycle. The thermostat assures consistent temperature. The available range is 100 to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. The platen heats quickly and provides an even temperature and uniform pressure. The FC button switches between Fahrenheit and Celsius temperature display. The pressure setting easily adjusts for different thicknesses of substrates up to 1 inch thick. The bar lifts to open the press. It now opens a full 9 inches for easy use and cleaning. The foam pad inside and the board beneath it help provide even pressure. You need a smooth level floor and a sturdy level work table. The proper electrical hookup is important. The Masterpiece 550 requires 1400 watts, but consult the power tag supplied with the press for all of the appropriate electrical specifications. Before doing any work, check and clean the press, especially the platen. Use Bienfang platen cleaner or unstick and a soft cloth. Never use any sharp or abrasive materials to scrape the platen because these could damage the surface and leave marks on your work. Regular cleaning solutions can be used on the top surface and the outer metal parts. Turn on the press and allow it to reach the desired temperature. The temperature is determined by the type of art and the mounting adhesive. Temperature and time will be set on the digital touchpad. You can set them yourself using the keypad or use the preset programs. There are 6 preset programs, plus 4 more available for customized programming. The preset programs are designed for use with Bienfang mounting products. For example, Program 1 is for mounting with color mount tissue, so it is preset for 2 minutes at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. To use a preset program, with the press on, press the program button. Program 1 will appear in the seconds window. Then the time and temperature for that program will appear in the display. After 5 seconds, the actual temperature is displayed. It will stop once it reaches the program temperature. You may need to adjust the pressure periodically, especially if your work spans a wide range of thicknesses. For instructions about adjusting the pressure, consult your owner's manual. Bienfang makes a wide variety of products to accommodate all of your mounting projects. Let's start with tissues. Color mount is great for RC photos, glossy posters, and other smooth artwork. Buffer mount is an acid-free tissue coated on both sides with a low-temperature inert adhesive that melts while heating and bonds while cooling. It's designed for use with photographs, reproductions, and thin materials such as rice paper, tissue, and silk. Rag mount is a permanent heat-activated adhesive with 100% cotton rag tissue carrier. It has a low bonding temperature, and it's designed for dry mounting giclée prints, as well as for traditional dry mounting applications. Now let's look at a mounting film. Fusion 4000 is a 100% inert pure adhesive. It is very flexible and can conform around shapes. Fusion 4000 activates at a low temperature. The film bonds during cooling after removal from the press, so be sure to put it under a weight. It's It's great for photographs, newsprint, art papers, canvas, and other fabrics. Now let's talk about laminating films. Finish Guard UV is a vinyl film designed for mounting onto the surface of artwork and photos. Finish Guard offers protection from ultraviolet rays. It comes in 5 finishes, including linen and satin matte. This is a perforating tool for piercing laminating films. Resin-coated photos and glossy posters need pierced laminating film. The little holes in the pierced film allow trapped air, which cannot pass through the surface of a glossy artwork, to escape. The holes close during the laminating process. For wet mounting, Bienfang makes a paste called Vacuum Glue 300. This acid-free paste is great for wet mounting all types of artwork and fabric. Release materials are an important part of the mounting process. They are coated with silicone on one side or both sides to resist adhesives. They protect the press and the artwork from stray adhesive. You may use a release paper, clear release film, or release boards, which are release paper mounted to a board. Always check the condition of your release materials before mounting. Don't use material that is torn or wrinkled because it can make marks on your work. Substrates are the surfaces used for mounting. Sometimes this may be a fabric or another material, but generally it is some type of board. You can use a wide variety of mounting boards, such as mat board, foam board, rag foam board, mighty core, and even masonite. Single Step from Bienfang is a board pre-coated with a permanent, low-temperature, heat-activated adhesive for fast, smooth mounting. For all substrates, smooth and clean is important because any texture or debris on the mounting surface will show when the bond is complete. The small heated head of the tacking iron is used to tack the layers of a mounting project together so they won't shift. You'll need a weight to place on mounted pieces while they cool. Use Bienfang weights, or you can keep a piece of double thick glass with polished edges on the work table. Bienfang makes platen cleaning compound for cleaning the press. Unstick is an adhesive solvent from Bienfang. Mounting creates a bond with a combination of temperature, time, and pressure. All 3 must be correct for successful mounting. The amount of moisture, usually from humidity in the air, is also a factor. Now let's put this press to work. Before doing any work in the press, I'm going to protect the pad and the platen by using a piece of single-sided release paper. And this is just taken off of your roll and then fold it in half and make an envelope. So it slides right in, and then I can put my work right into the press. To reduce moisture in the mounting process, it's a good idea to pre-dry the paper art. This will ensure the best results. To pre-dry the art, place the art in the press face down on a piece of clean paper. I'm putting it in between 2 pieces, or rather an envelope, of release paper. Now pop it in there, close the press and wait about 45 seconds. Open the press, wait a moment, and then close the press again. Wait about 30 seconds, and then remove the print and let it cool. Now we'll prepare this poster for mounting. I've set the poster onto the color mount, which is a permanent tissue, and I'm going to make it a little bit larger. I'm going to cut the tissue a little larger than the poster. Now I've already trimmed my foam board. So here is my positioning, and I'm going to get a tacking iron right here. Use your Bienfang adjustable tacking iron, and in one corner tack the piece so that it will hold still while you put it into your press. Now never tack 4 corners or in the middle. I know it's tempting to do that, but it's not appropriate, and you will get wrinkles and buckles and just have a heck of a time. Now this is ready to put into the press. I have it all prepared. I'm going to choose Program 1, and then I'll open the press, and I'm going to place the poster in the envelope of release paper. This is a single-sided release paper, and it's just a very large envelope folded over of the plain release paper. putting it in, and then I'll close the press. Then I'll push start, and it'll count down the 2 minutes required to mount this. Once the timer sounds, it's the time to get the piece out of the press. Open your press and gently pull it out. Now I'm going to allow this poster to cool under a weight. Now this project, I want to take this photo and put it in the middle of this black board, and I want all of the white trimmed off of it. So it's a two-step process, and what I'm going to do is take a piece of color mount adhesive, and I'm going to attach it onto the back of this photo, and I'm going to put it in the release envelope. So first, let me attach this. Now I've got a piece of release paper that I've folded over, and I'm going to tack the corner down. Try not to put it on the face of your photo, just on the corner. Now we'll just make an envelope of release paper, put it in here, and then this will go into the press. When we take it out, we'll trim it. Setting this in my envelope, I'm going to put it inside the press. Slide it in. Now set the program 1. Now it's time to remove it from the press and let it cool. Now we're going to take our photo and trim off the white edge. I'm going to use a cork-backed ruler, set it down, and use your X-Acto knife to trim. Position your photo in the center, and then set a piece of Bienfang release paper and just tack the corner. All I want to do is hold this in place so that when I put it in the press it won't shift. Now the piece is ready to set in between our folder of release paper. Close the press and start the program. And take our piece out, open the press, and it's in here. Ah, isn't that a beautiful presentation? Now I have a large poster, and I'm going to mount it using buffer mount onto a rag foam board. And I'm going to tack it, as I have done all other projects. You do have to hold them down, but again, only in one corner or along one side, but never on 4 sides or in the middle. I know it's tempting when it's very large, but you're much better off doing it this way. You won't get any buckles. Okay, off to the press it goes. Now we're going to do the oversized poster, and this comes in real handy with your mechanical press because you can literally do anything very, very wide by doing it in bites. So I'm going to use a piece of release board on the top to prevent any marks where the platen comes down. So once it's in position, you make sure you're all covered and everything's in the press. Close the press and set the timer. Program 1. Once the timer sounds, it's the time to get the piece out of the press. Open your press. Now I'm going to move this. We've got 3/4 of it is already mounted, and then we'll move the piece around. Now, I need the bites to overlap to make sure that you have a good bond. Close the press and reset it. When the signal sounds, it's time to open the press and take your piece out and allow it to cool before you trim it down. Now we'll laminate a print that we mounted earlier. The mounting and laminating can be done in one step if you prefer. First, I'm going to set my laminate on here. You can see how much of it I'm going to need. I could scoot over, use this edge, and trim it off. Keep it smaller than your board, but larger than the art that you're covering. This laminate is already perfed, and all I'm going to need to do is peel this away and set it on a corner. It has a little tack to it, so it'll hold still when you set it in place. And we'll peel away the release paper. Do this slowly so you don't attract a lot of dust. And you can reposition it because it's not stuck down yet. There we go. Now it's ready to put into an envelope in the press. Now we're going to laminate the poster. I'm going to use the release board on the bottom, sort of as a sheet for me to carry it in with, and then I'm going to put a sponge overlay on the top of it. And the sponge overlay protects the surface of the laminate, gives me a nice smooth texture. In it goes. Close your press. It's set for program 5. It's ready to go. Once the timer sounds, it's ready to take out of the press. It's going to be hot. Lift it carefully. There we go. Ah, beautiful finish on the satin matte laminate. Now let's review the keys to successful mounting. Keep the press clean. Use clean release materials. Check the pressure adjustment. Pre-dry materials as needed. Use the recommended temperature. Wait for the press to reach that temperature before putting items in the press. Adjust time as needed. Large pieces or thicker pieces may take longer than small ones, especially on humid days. Keep plenty of supplies on hand.